What up, everybody? How you doing out there? It is time for Most Wanted Topics. I'm your host, Kevin Dennison, along with me, Atomic Tommy. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. We got a lot to talk about today.
We do. We are broadcasting from our studios here at Most Wanted Comics here in beautiful Bloomington, Minnesota. And boy, do we have some big news. We are on the countdown for our biggest sale of the year, our only mega sale of the year. It's our mega summer meltdown event. And I tell you what, it starts on Thursday the 20th, and it's going to run all the way through right up until the July weekend holiday, July 4th holiday. So we are going to have dollar books, $2 books, and we're going to have that room until we have so much extra inventory. We're going to have that sale. We need that to go.
Yep.
So we got good stuff priced at $1 each, bag and boarded stuff $2 each. All high quality stuff. It is awesome. We'll have pictures coming up on Facebook and everything to show you guys. The room is getting ready as we speak.
Yep.
Iconic Kent is working on that room right now as we speak here.
As we film this podcast, Kent is hard at work setting up dollar books and getting $2 stuff ready for you guys. Man, it's going to be an amazing sale. Everybody's excited for it. We're excited to put it on. I hope you guys are excited to shop at this amazing sale. Again, once a year, and for those curious, a couple things I think we should clarify. One, we're going to be refilling these throughout the whole sale. Don't think you got to be there on the first day, or if you don't make it on the first day, you're going to miss out.
Yeah, don't get FOMO about it. You're going to get plenty of good stuff.
No need to have that FOMO. We're going to be refilling the entire time, back stock, new stuff, all out there.
Until it's gone.
So,
so we're going to keep restocking until it's gone. And you'll have plenty of time to get, don't worry. And then we have tons of toys, too, at clearance items. So let's talk about more than just $1 and $2 books. We have awesome wall books for you guys. Awesome books. 25% off.
Yep.
25% off wall books, display books. 25% off all sets and bundles. 25% off all the toys in the shop. And 25% off all graphic novels and trade paperbacks. And let me tell you another bonus for you. If you're a Most Wanted Maniac member, you get your money's worth because you can use your Maniac discount on the $1 and $2 books. Mm-hmm. Not on the sale price, 25% off stuff in the store. But on the $1 and $2 back issue blowout room stuff, you still get to apply your Maniac discount.
Yep.
So that's a bonus for all the Maniacs out there. So if you're not a Maniac, don't worry about it. You get $1, $2 books. You get good priced clearance stuff. And also you get all the specials in the store that everybody else does. Just if you're a Maniac, you get your extra discount on the $1 and $2 stuff. So Atomic Tommy, let's get down to business. Are you excited for the sale? It's
going to be a great
Thursday's
sale.
the day. If you're on summer vacation, you want to travel for this event, you're going to thousands of comics.
Thousands of comics. The room right across, that room is going to be filled. We really want to move this inventory.
Yeah,
so
you can see the picture behind us. Kent's hard at work. You can see the picture of the room.
We've put a lot of work into this. A lot of time setting it up, getting it ready, sorting all that stuff. So we really want to move this inventory. We really want you guys to have some great stuff available for $1.
This is really our only big sale of the year because we do a little something on holidays for our diaper and toy drive.
Yeah. For
Union Gospel Mission, and we do a little something for the Veep drive in the fall for Veep and stuff like that. We'll do some certain stuff, but we never do a sale. This is even bigger than the free comic book day.
Yep. This is going to be
the only time of year you're ever going to see something like this out of us. So
this is store-wide sales and, $1 additional stuff. So this is a huge sale. You don't want to miss it. I think that pretty much covers it. So let's talk about some comics here, and then we do carry vintage toys. We do want to let you know we do carry some vintage toys. The Mighty Mafu is going to come in here in a minute and talk about a specific item that we have in the store right now. It's pretty cool. It's a G.I. Joe related item. But Tommy, what do you have to say before we get to the Mighty Mafu? Yeah, so man, it was a great week for comics. I mentioned it last week. Batman Gotham by Gaslight, Kryptonian Age #1. What a fun story, man. I'm so happy to have Elseworlds back. I love Elseworlds titles. I love the independent storytelling. I love the standalone style, not a part of continuity. I just love Elseworlds, and I love that they're bringing it back. And Gotham by Gaslight's a popular book, and this was really cool. A lot of fun, twists, some newer stuff that they did. It was just a good story. Really a fun story. If you're looking for just something fun to read, man, I'd give it a shot. And the other one, kind of a sleeper, I think, X-Men Heir to Apocalypse #1 came out this past week. And man, you know, I feel like they always kind of revisit that. You know, Age of Apocalypse is such a sort of staple X-Men story that, you know, every once in a while, you know, once or twice a year, they'll kind of come back to it with something. And this is sort of that. And, you know, just a fun story. I am a little confused on where exactly in this modern X-Men timeline it takes place. Because we're sort of in this weird middle spot where, you know, we're coming up onto the reboot, but we still are in, you know, we're still in sort of that, the last remnants of, you know, Krakoan stuff. So I'm not exactly sure if this is like post-reboot, pre-reboot. I don't really know. It's kind of hard to tell if this is even like a part of the X-Men, like, as a whole, or if they sort of merge it into its own thing. I don't really know. But it was kind of a fun story nonetheless. One of you more experienced X-Men readers out there can fill me in on what's exactly going on with Apocalypse.
Shed some light on it, please.
Shed some light. But it was kind of a fun story nonetheless. So Gotham by Gaslight, Kryptonian Age, banger, X-Men, amazing. So
let's send a shout out to Eric Burnham, Minnesota, the Saturday morning cartoons, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, making his appearance. Usagi Ojimbo. And I tell you what, Burnham really crushed it writing that book. Burnham, you do an excellent job. We love you here at Most Wanted Comics. If you guys haven't read any of Eric Burnham's stuff, you need to get on it. I tell you what, you're really missing out on his writing. He's witty, he's funny. He really does. He's one of the underrated writers in the industry, and he's been writing for IDW for a long time.
Yep, absolutely.
And I tell you what, if you're not reading the stuff, you better get with it because it's bangers.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I just want to throw a shout out to the Turtles issue with Usagi Ojimbo. Eric Burnham crushed it. The kids love it. I know I love it. But let's get in here. Let's talk about some nostalgia toys real quick.
Before that, we got to talk about what's coming up here.
Oh, I forgot. What's coming out next? What's coming out this week?
We can't forget that.
We're just moving so fast.
We're moving so fast. Coming up this week, though, we got a few things. One, Destro #1. Another Energon Universe title. We love Energon Universe here, so that
Image is crushing it.
That is going to be amazing.
Destro, I mean, the whole G.I. Joe single issue books. Cobra Commander was awesome. Duke was awesome. Scarlet, we've only read one issue so far, but not bad. Not bad. That wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't bad. But still, they're crushing it. And I'm looking forward to Destro. I think Destro is going to be killer. I hope everyone picks it up this week. Anything else we should know about?
Yeah, a couple things. One, Uncle Scrooge, the Infinity Dime #1.
Ooh, back to
an absolute unexpected pick here. I can't even. I honestly, when I saw that, I was really surprised. You know, Uncle Scrooge, classic Disney character, classic comic book character. A lot of people forget that Uncle Scrooge was featured in a lot of old Disney books from way back in the day. We're talking 50s and stuff like that. So Uncle Scrooge makes his comic book return in a Marvel story written by Jason Aaron nonetheless.
Wow, that guy's just he's just killing.
He's everywhere these days. Jason Aaron is doing a lot of work, and he's dipping his toes into Uncle Scrooge. So
is there a Scotty Young variant to it?
Oh, I'm sure there is a lot of variants to this book, a lot more than I think is needed, but there are a ton of variants to this
comic. It is
comic.
Uncle Scrooge, it is Disney, it is Americana, it is worldwide. Everybody knows Donald Duck and Scrooge McDuck and DuckTales, and oh man, I tell you what. And plus, you got a lot of history there, from Barks to Rosa.
Absolutely.
You got some greats that worked on Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge is incredible, and he comes back this week. Another book, probably like the one for me personally, but that's Venomverse Reborn. Venom is just one of those titles that I was kind of meh on right now. I'm just
kind of Venomed out.
Yeah, Venom is
we Venomized the whole comic world.
Modern Venom too. Like I don't really like it. I haven't really talked about Venom in a while, and I don't really want to be honest. It's just not really. It's getting hard to follow.
Venom is really cool. Don't get me wrong. I like Venom. Venom is awesome. Cool character. Cool looking. Toys are awesome. Art is awesome. Venom is cool.
Yeah.
It's just we've had too much Venom.
Yeah, he is one of those. I agree with that. He's a lot like
get
Carnage.
A break from Venom. Let's take a break and then get the hunger back and then get a good Venom. I mean, let's get back something like Lethal Protector. Everyone that was a banger.
Yeah.
And let's just take a break from all this Venom crap and let's just get a good story again. Let's just get a nice 5-issue run and then lead into a nice series again. Let's just take a break, though. Take a year off from Venom and venomizing everything, and then let's just build it back right. All right?
That's kind of what they tried to do last year. They had a little 5-issue, 6-issue Lethal Protector. There was a Lethal Protector run last year.
Yeah, but I don't want it called Lethal Protector. I just something like it.
Well, I mean, Venom Lethal Protector is Venom Lethal Protector. That's the book.
I know.
But it kind of, they try to bring it back to that sort of Lethal Protector vibe, but they didn't really stick the landing afterward because they didn't really lead, into anything meaningful, really. I mean, it was just it was a cool read at the time, but, modern Venom, main ongoing Venom, really just isn't, it's just not very good. But anyway, Venomverse Reborn, featuring all the different multiverse of Venom, comes out this week. Not my thing, but I figured I'd bring it up nonetheless.
Well, Venom's a popular character. It's not that we're saying he sucks. He doesn't suck by any stretch of the imagination. I just want a little break from him. That's all.
Fair enough.
All right, cool. Here we go. We're going to be right back. Mighty Mafu's going to take my seat. We're going to talk about some vintage toys, and we'll be right back.
Bloomington, Minnesota, get ready. This is the Honky Tonk Man. I'll be in the house July the 27th from 10:30 to 2:30, all afternoon long at Most Wanted Comics. That's Most Wanted Comics in Bloomington, Saturday, July the 27th, 10:30 to 2:30. We'll be signing autographs, taking pictures of all the fans. Get out there, get there early. We're going to have a good time. For all the details, go to mostwantedcomics.com. That's mostwantedcomics.com. The Honky Tonk Man, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, is coming to town.
What is up, everybody? It is the Mighty Mafu here, and today I have with me one of my all-time favorite G.I. Joe Cobra vehicles. That's why we're talking about Cobra this time. It is the Cobra Stinger. And just by looking at it, it is the Vamp Mark II, but with a nice black deco stealth. But also, it has an added back section so that you can put more troops on it. So this holds 4 figures. So 2 in the driver's compartment, 1 driver, 1 passenger. Then the other 2 as defense guards for the back. And the Cobra Stinger came out in 1984, along with the Vamp Mark II, which was the desert tan version that had the roof and the doors, which is what this one added, with black deco on it. And they colored the Cobra Officer to have it more of a gray, black, and red color design, which I thought was amazing because it gives the Cobra ranks more different diversity, like in the color schemes, because you got the royal blue Cobra troopers and officers, you got the Crimson Guards, you got the Snow Serpents, and you had the Eels, and the Hiss Tank drivers. But this pairs well with the Hiss Tank, like the Cobra Stinger, and the Hiss Tank pair well together because they can both charge in and take down any G.I. Joe aircraft that gets in the way, because it comes with 4 missiles. The Stinger comes with 4 missiles, which could take down Sky Strikers, Dragonflies, or even the newly released Skyhawk, which also came out in 84. So you gotta watch out for that. And if you want to get one, of course, you gotta watch out for the missiles. You gotta watch out for the roof and the doors, and which are always missing. And the last piece is the steering wheel. Now, with all G.I. Joe vehicles, they had a steering wheel, and that was always lost. So, gotta watch out for that. And the Vamp and other had the steering wheel. So, that's my quick bit of the Cobra Stinger. And also, here at Most Wanted Comics, we are always buying vintage toys and also selling toys. So, bring in your vintage toy collections today, and we can give you a fair price on them. And we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, make sure you check out our line of vintage toys. We do carry vintage toys as well as modern toys. G.I. Joe, and I tell you what, the Mighty Mafu loves to talk about is G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Yes, he does. And he's the expert here. I mean,
tell you what, man,
he's the man.
If a vintage G.I. Joe or Transformer walks, he lights up and he's on cloud 9. That's awesome. So anyway, we do carry that stuff in the store. If you're interested, check out Most Wanted Comics. Like I said, how about that? July 27th, mark your calendars. Remember, like you saw in the commercial before the Mighty Mafu, the Honky Tonk Man himself, the greatest Intercontinental Champion, will be here July 27th, signing autographs and taking pictures and having a great time.
Check out the website and Facebook for more information. For
all the deets.
All the deets. And one more thing about the G.I. Joe. If you guys have G.I. Joe, 80s toy collections, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, all of that stuff, and you're looking to sell, most one of comics we buy. Feel free to bring in those collections, Yeah,
feel free. We're happy to take a look at it, offer you a fair price. If you like it, great. If not, go ahead. It's all right, man. We give everybody a fair offer here. Mm-hmm. Everybody's welcome in Most Wanted Comics.
That's right.
All right, here we go now. Let's get down to business. We've got a serious topic to talk about.
We do.
It's been talked about in the store. It's been asked via email, and people asked us to talk about this very topic on this show. So we're going to get down to it, and it is, should AI be involved in art and writing of comic books?
Yeah, it's kind of it's been a more than usual sort of a hot talking point this past week, given that there was a sort of incident. There was a fairly popular artist, we won't name any names, who recently has been accused of using AI to do a variant cover. And he's a bigger artist, an artist that I don't think many of us thought would do something like that. And again, it's a fairly recent thing, so we're not gonna name anybody, but
we're not about that here. We're just here to talk about it.
We're just here to talk about it. And I think it's a valid discussion to have, because AI is everywhere now. It's right on our phones, on the computer, every, Facebook, Google, they all have an AI feature now. It's advanced really quickly. And whether or not it should be used in comics is a question on, I think, everyone's mind. And my answer, the short answer for me, is no.
I agree. I think the answer should be no. I think
it should be no.
I mean, how much? Is anybody going to do any original work anymore? They're just going to say, I'm going to write this comic out. Okay, AI, do this for me. Hey, look, I wrote this. Make sure you give my credit on the cover of the magazine.
Right. I don't know. I think it takes the creativity out of comics, is what it really does. I mean, when you have the computer do it for you, it just takes the human element out of it, and it takes the creativity out of it. I mean, me personally, like, I don't want to, I don't want a comic that's been drawn or a cover that's been drawn by a computer. That's just not cool. But the other part of it is it is the future of, technology. I mean, it's everywhere, and it's not going to stop. And, this is sort of, we're very early in this sort of thing where everybody is, is this AI? Is this not AI? Right? We're sort of still in that beginning stages of it where there aren't a lot of examples, or there aren't a lot of cases of, artists or writers using AI to make a comic. Or, it was a huge deal when Secret Invasion came out, the Disney Plus show a few months ago, because their intro was created by AI. That was a big deal and a talking point of controversy for that show. And, this is obviously the same case as a talking point of controversy, but as time goes on and there are more cases of this, because, again, this is not going to be the only time this happens, right? And
there's going to be a lot.
There's going to be a lot of it, as time goes on, and it's going to get harder and harder to tell whether what is, human or AI. And it's gonna get harder to prove.
And I get it. Maybe you're on a hard deadline. You just don't have time to get those last pencils done, so you just use AI to whip it up for you or something. I kind of get it, but at the same time, it's like we're really walking down a slippery slope.
I'd argue against that, because comics aren't. People have been drawn. I mean, comics have been around for 100 years. There have been deadlines before. It's been and most artists, you look back at the 80s, when sometimes these comics are bi-monthly and all this stuff, and they've had deadlines, and, they're under the same pressure, and they didn't have AI to go back to.
The funny thing is, too, let's take it back to when the art was original. Right. And it's bad enough everyone's using their iPads now and getting it done. The art, compared to the Bronze Age and the Silver Age, now the art sucks anyway.
Right.
You can tell. Everybody's got their iPads. I get it. It makes life so much easier, blah, blah, blah. But look at how good the art. Everybody loves the Bronze Age and Silver Age for a reason. Right. And that's because the art was very notable. And when you hand draw your stuff and still do it on comic boards and still have original art, that says something. This is a hobby of art and originality and thought. people just want original thought, original art, creativity. It doesn't matter what. It's just a nice escape, and they want to be entertained. It's an entertainment industry, and original thought and original art, which was creative writing and creative art, is what this is all about. And people pay to be entertained and look at quality art and quality writing. And I mean, it gets to a point is what you're really going to pay. We're already paying $4.99 a comic, and then some guy is getting credit for just punching a computer to have AI do it for him, or her.
It's a crutch. It's lazy. It's just talentless, And I know these people using it have talent. So to see them resort to it is disappointing, and it's disappointing for me. It's disappointing for a lot of people. But again,
I don't know.
It's unavoidable. It's something that's going to happen, and as time goes on, I don't think people. It's just gonna fade in. I fear.
I'll fight my way, kicking and screaming to that change. I mean, if people are going to go that way, whatever, I'm going to fight it, kicking and screaming, because it is what it is. I suppose you can't stop it, but
it sucks.
Hopefully, we can contain it a little longer. Go back to original art.
Completely against it, and the tablet thing, digital art, is that's the same kind of thing. That was a point of controversy when that first started being used. People, that's digital. That's digital. That's not. But now think about it. I mean, half the comics released are digital, and nobody really complains about it anymore. Sure, the art has seen a pretty serious decline.
Yeah.
And that is partially digital, but it's just not as big of a deal to a lot of people anymore. And if you're
that's
AI,
sad. I mean,
right?
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I think the thing about the digital thing is that because not all new art is bad. There's some good art in comics modern.
There is,
and some of it is digital, right? And the problem is that again, it's just because at first everybody was against it, but the difference, I think, between digital art and AI is that there's still a human doing the digital art. Yeah, yes, it's a crutch. Yes, it doesn't take as much, doesn't take as much talent. It doesn't take as much genuine skill to use a tablet to draw, but it's still a human at work. It's still a human's idea. It's still a human, development. And AI, despite it taking from whatever algorithm or information it gets it from, is compiling this, it's a computer making it. And that's really my big problem, is that it's taking creativity out of comics.
It is human out of comics. Let's take example, one of the greatest artists there is out there, Paul Peltier.
Right.
I think Paul Peltier is one of the greatest pencilers there is.
Or Doug Mahnke.
I was talking to Paul one time, and he was doing a comic. I won't say, but he was doing research. I said, "Well, what are you doing research for?" He goes, "Well, I want it to be accurate to the time, because they're going to be set at a time period, and I have to look at these rifles, and I want to make sure they're accurate." Now, that guy took the time to research the era, make sure the timing was significant, and drew them as close as he could to make it as accurate as he could. And that's the creativity we want. AI can do something great, but it's not. It's the vulnerability, the rough edges, the detailed pencil work that a guy did. Not only did the research of it, but then put his thought into creating it to make it historically accurate.
Absolutely.
So the art was and that was a lot of work, but you don't know that. You just see the page of a really kick-ass page. But there was a lot of thought behind it, and the creativity, and then the work of the penciling. And boy, you just can't. I don't care how cool AI becomes, you can't replace that kind of person work. And right. That type of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it, I like it. And Paul Peltier, we salute you for being a great penciler, buddy. So,
yeah, absolutely.
So there we go. There's a shout out to him. Not necessarily.
And we haven't even really, we've talked about the art part of it, but we haven't even really talked about writing it yet.
That's the biggest one that's going to cheat, I think.
And that's going to be, I think it's going to be more of a cheat thing. I don't think, because, you could technically call it writers already use AI in their scripts, right? Whether it's to, grammar correct or, spell correct or Grammarly, right? Grammarly is already an AI tool. So you can already say that people are using it, for cheats. But I think what it's going to be is it's going to be, given the quality of the writing in comics, which has also substantially declined. Mm-hmm. I think it's just going to be really hard to tell what's AI written and what's not. And you're just never going to know, right? For all we know, there could already be AI written comics from art, or it could already be happening, and we just don't know, right? I mean, art, it's a little bit different with art because there are signs, there are things you can see visually that, you know, you would see on like a human drawn thing versus an AI created thing. There are differences there that you can tell with writing. You know, there again, because it really, you know, everybody writes differently, right? There's no one correct. I mean, there are correct ways to write, but everybody has a different style, and the AI, it's just going to be super hard to tell. And that's going to be where I think the unethical portion of it comes in, is really, you know, cheating using AI and just not telling anyone. And because ethically, art and writing, again, I don't think it should be used at all, but it will be, and it probably already is. So what does that leave?
We won't know,
right?
It's hard to prove. I mean, what are you gonna say? Oh, you didn't write that, you know, blah blah blah.
Right. And where does that leave us? Like, even with art, you know, it's already happening. You know, we can kick and scream all we want, but they're not going to stop using it. You know, it's still going to happen. I'm sure there's a lot of artists in the industry that are against it. And, you know, we'll probably see a change there for sure.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
But it's just not, you know, where does it leave us, man? What's going to happen? I mean, it's a really unfortunate situation we're in because, you know, the majority of us don't like it. But there's enough people out there who do, and there's enough higher-ups that do, that I think it's inevitable, and it just sucks.
Look, it's a cool topic to debate, and I think it's an important topic to debate. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, so make sure you send in your thoughts and comments on it. It's okay if you disagree with us. Yeah. We're not here to say, hey, you need to agree with everything we say. We're not like that at all. We welcome differences of opinion, but let's just get it out there and get the debate started. Right. Because this is going to happen more and more, and I just like to hear the thoughts on it. Maybe Tommy and I are the only two people in the world that think that using it is cheating and don't like it. Maybe we're out of bounds on it. Maybe we are. But that's okay. Difference of opinion. I mean, it's okay to have differences of opinion. And so let's hear your thoughts and feedback on it. Feel free to comment and email us what your thoughts are. We like to hear it because it's just good conversation to have. It's all in good fun anyway. We just like to hear it. But anyway, if you like what you see, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. And hey, it's shout out time. And this time, you know what? You just made the list. If you like wrestling, you know who said that. But anyway, I did write it down this time, so I didn't forget a couple names, but I didn't put as many as I could have, but I just wanted to send a shout out. Matt and JD, Jimmy the Souser, hey, Gossovich family, Shanice, Sheila, Mark, Jeff, Tom, Tony, and Gabe. Gabriel made the list this time. Those are your weekly shout-outs for this week. I'll make sure to write some down so I don't forget. If you want to be a part of the shout-out, we had a lot of feedback that make sure you send a shout-out to me. Okay, I'll do that. I'll send a shout-out to you. So if you want to be in the weekly shout-out, feel free to send me an email and just let us know, and we're happy to do that. But all right, it's on this week. Big week. We have the sale starting Thursday, the 20th through around the 1st, whenever it's gone, 1st of July, 2nd of July, whatever. But we're going to start this thing hopping. And July 27th, the Honky Tonk Man. And you guys have a great week, and we'll talk more next week, everybody.